against Tai Lu. They picked Vertigo as their map pick. They are pretty good on this map, 75% win rate over their last 4 matches they've played on it. But we have a slightly different ploy coming in from Rare Atom. They're breaking out that pocket pick that they had at ESL Challenger Melbourne, where they have this 100% win rate nuke pick, followed up by that overpass battleground we had once again. But let's go, without further ado, to Vertigo. Let's get on with it. It's going to be a good little match. Hopefully, all things going well, we can get it underway here with Lynn Vision on the T side, sorry, with Rare Atom on the CT side, and those dual Berettas that we saw earlier on are already going to work.
Nice headshot to start things off, and with that, the surge of players towards the A bomb site has looped all the way back round to B, leaving Advent in a precarious position towards Quad. Molotovs rain on down towards the site, and they've not cleared this position out just yet. And with that, Advent strikes a gorgeous headshot, dropping the bomb early in case to pick up the slack with the dual Berettas. Means it is a 3 versus 2. Still winnable for the T side, but Jamyam, what are you doing? Jumping in like a madman means Mosaic has to pick up the pieces, leaving just the new rifle of Nelly in a 1 versus 2. Bomb dropped in a very unobtainable position. Nelly will have to surge forward towards the site, and now after being spotted, the element of surprise is firmly on the side of that CT crossfire.
He's got a lot on his plate here. Retrieving the bomb and finding 2 kills out of this one was a bit of a tall order, and unfortunately it was tall enough that Mosaic could just quickly take him down. So, despite all of their best efforts, Lynn Vision do not get to go up 1-0 in this best of 3 already. They instead just fall, falter, and give the pistol round over to Rare Atom, who are now going to try and put their best foot forward and go spicy times with these 3 FAMASs. Don't look at the screen, Tom. I know you're going to be upset. MP9s, though, are a redeeming quality of this buy for sure, especially when they're going to be up against some pistols. These pistols are armoured. It's a force buy. It's 5 Tech 9s. What year is it? Where have I woken up? Is it 2015?
I'm just imagining Olaf Meister now running up some ramp as, wow, Expro takes a lot of damage from the FAMAS spray there. Down to a neatly 2 points of health as Case puts it back in his place, only taking 36 in exchange. Now, one fun fact about this map is Lynn Vision beat G2 back when Nexa, I believe, was still RGLing at Blast Premier not too long ago, about 6 months ago on this map, so still the same core lineup. So if they can beat G2 and Tai Lu, you'd think they could definitely beat Rare Atom, and Nelly does just that in the opening fight as Advent goes down rather swiftly on this B site. And my goodness, Star is a long-range one-tap with the Tech 9. Puts things into perspective here, as those Tech 9s continue to act about as efficiently as they did back in 2015.
Bomb does get planted, and that now brings it back into a nice little situation in which they can try and play through this. There's utility on the side of Rare Atom, of course, but that is very quickly being depleted, and that recovered MP9 up close is frankly just going to be terrifying. A true bullet hose. Speaking of bullet hoses, the Tech 9's doing a pretty formidable job, and it will be a wiped out PR for that. Oh, T side, sorry. They just wipe the floor with Rare Atom. As soon as they get into that B site with smokes down, it's very hard for the CTs to try and find a way in. Generally, the B site is the tougher of the 2 to play retake on due to the limited angles, and especially when you're coming from a very one-dimensional approach, you can find it to be quite difficult when trying to get into these areas. Now, I do want to point out that recent match history for Rare Atom, they have played Lynn Vision not too long ago in a best of 1, I might add. And that was a victory for Lynn Vision. And it was on one of the maps in this series. Not the one we're on currently, but it was on Overpass. It was 16-14. So we're in for a heap of fun today, I believe. We're in for a heap of fun with these teams and this match specifically, because it seems that it's another close affair. One thing I'm always worried about is Kays with a scout. This time, not able to pop off in the same way that he was in the previous series with that weapon. He gets taken down instantaneously. So Lynn Vision have plenty of space to work with, and now they're finding plenty of frags to go and accompany that space that they've just acquired. It is Messiah to try and get a trade back, but unfortunately it's only the one, and there's no weapon recoverable here. So trying to get something over the top of this smoke, but I fear that he may be short-lived in this position as soon as WestmeloN rears his head, and that is the case. 2 players now trapped back into the main entrance. I don't think they're going to be making much forward progress.
Well, Jamyam's giving it a go, jiggling in and around elevators, but yeah, lack of progress is definitely one way of describing it. He's rather swiftly dealt with. Advent. Nice blue gem 5-7 here. Sits patiently, waiting for LVG to push on through, but they're not going to give him that benefit. He'll just have to sit patiently, try and save that armor over. As that timer ticks away, it will be 2 now on the board for Lynn Vision, and they firmly win the battle of the 4 spies. Nicely done in the second round to steal away what was a round certainly not in their favour. Honestly, I blame the Famuses. I always blame the Famuses. Should have just bought Deagles, bought some MP9s, would have been far more hyper-mobile for them if they were able to do so. Anyway, coming into the 4th round of play, Marathon will not have the economy to buy up into this one, and so will just be forced to run at them with USPs. In fact, no, I've lied to you. Advent has got a Desert Eagle here from the previous round saved over. So perhaps they could go for a fast mid-play together, try and catch these T's off guard, but no. It is instead WestmeloN who catches Advent off guard with a nice headshot there, and that will already be the upgraded pistol removed from play.
Yeah, not the best start. Now it's just USPs, and this one should be a relatively easy cleanup, even for somebody wielding such a besmirching weapon as the FAMAS. Despite it, should still be around victory. But if you're going to go and peek with utility in your hands and then Molotov your own entrance to the site, then probably not going to be the best way to go about it. X-Pro still not quite able to ascertain this frag onto Mercury, but despite his best efforts to try and keep the players over here towards the A site, there has been a rotation over to the B. They are making their way over now. They start to fear that something might be going slightly wrong over towards this B site, and they're starting to try and accrue their resources here. They want to try and stack it up a little bit, try and make sure they can pop some bullets in, because you want to do that when you got these USPs against army. You want to try and all shoot the same target, soften them up and take them down as quickly as possible, then get your grubby mitts on those rifles. But unfortunately, those mitts are being smacked away by the person that currently holds them, and it's Jamyoung in behind. Fortunately for him, he's not going to have much time to do much of anything before Zaka plants that bomb, and his teammates are all falling around him. So it's a sad day to be Jamyoung, but how do you remedy this situation? Well, I think you just kind of either just end the round quickly, or you just go and not give them another $300.
And I believe off he waltzes into the sunset, as to avoid giving up that $300. Maybe get lucky, maybe find a T facing away from him, pick up a nifty little AK to Vitali. But no, he will not be awarded as such. And with that, that's 3 rounds on the board for Lynn Vision on their T side. And oh, Jamyoung is treading dangerously towards the bottom of the ramp here. It's X-Pro. Interesting name. X-Pro by name, hopefully not by nature, does get taken down by Jamyoung, and that is a saved over FAMAS. But that may well do more harm than good, because they did have enough money to full invest here. But as much as I do make fun of the FAMAS, it is always handy to have that extra little bit of utility that comes with a saved over weapon. And it's interesting that they do decide to give it to Advent of all people. He seems to be playing on the FAMAS quite a lot on these past couple of maps. But perhaps because his teammates don't trust him with a full-blown rifle. As we have already poked fun at him for not being the fiercest fragger on the server.
Most definitely, at least not today. History definitely does paint a very different picture for him, but today it's not quite as superfluous as it once was. Pro just going to be prodding and poking towards this A ramp. If there's one thing I dislike about Vertigo when I watch the top teams play it, it's that it does become an A ramp simulator, which is quite warming for me to see that at the moment, last few rounds, we've seen a fair bit of B pressure coming out from Lynn Vision, which fills me with a lot of hope that maybe there is a chance this can get better. Let's see something more out of it. We can see them maybe change the meta. No, I'm joking. That's not really likely to happen. But going B every now and again is always nice. But I don't want it to be A ramp simulator.
I mean, my personal preference in terms of strategies for Vertigo is I like having teams put 2 players in towards mid and 3 towards either site, and then they just go for the squeeze play with a bit of util. I love a good squeeze play, but I don't see it often enough. And my God, WestmeloN squeezes every last drop of blood out of the head of Mosey there. He now looks for more, creeping up a ramp with a stock determination, looking for further scouts to add to his tally, peeking around the corner, but does get shut down by Case here. was it all a distraction? As now, would you look at this? It is a completely empty B bomb site, and Jamyoung, spam as he might, cannot catch any of the crossing over T's. Mercury, able to deny the bomb plant, and what the heck has happened there? Ace goes down to a Molotov and a spray, and now they keep giving up sound.
What's going on?
Through that Molotov, it's madness! Oh my goodness me! 4 left alive for Lynn Vision! And as quickly as that, the round is over! Nothing in return for Rare Atom!
What on earth were they thinking?
I couldn't answer that question, Buffers, if I'll be honest with you. That was just sheer pandemonium and a lot of terrible decision-making.
I am bewildered. The bomb had gone down, I don't know, just gone down, and they thought the best course of action was to jump into a Molotov and dive through a smoke.
I mean, surely you'd push the smoke as they're planting, because there was only 8 seconds left, and you would deny the plant and win the round, rather than wait for them to plant, stand in the Molotov, die to the smoke twice. Yeah, okay. There's no need to really even break that down any further. That was just a mess from Rare Atom, and Expro could well be in for some freebie pistol frags. Because who doesn't love a good eco frag from time to time? Also, how the hell has he even gotten there undetected? Mosea is not in the best of places right now. Though Kaze is nifty enough to trade with his USB.
Ellie opting to burn himself down to 49 HP, despite there being no great necessity to go and climb over that wall just yet. Having said that, though, it has given them some good positioning further up, and they'll return fire with an Molotov of their own. Now, planting that bomb again over at the B site. These little B takes so far from Lynn Vision have actually been quite potent. Boost over the top of the smoke, which has long since dissipated, is now going to try and give some presence to Kaze and allow Jamyoung to maybe try and find a frag, maybe push forward, or, better yet, to just swing. It's going to be a kill, but it's unfortunately a lot better for Starry. That is beautiful, with the assistance of WestmeloN, doesn't let go of left click, and finds absolutely everything that he wants to. Lynn Vision go 5-1, and now we should see Rare Atom get themselves back with the guns in there.
But that was quite the spray transfer from our man at the back of the bomb site. As he surges forward onto 5 with his team. Already a 4-round deficit for Rare Atom, but at this point they are no strangers to being at a 4-round deficit. It seems to be the story with Rare Atom quite consistently, but they just don't perform on their CT sides, especially early doors. It's been a reoccurring theme across all of them so far. And, well, it's no different on the map pick of LVG. I'm surprised they don't just start on the C side and see if they can recover things on the opposition. Either way, Mercury pressing the affair down the bottom of ramp, sees the barrel of X-Pro towards the right. Molotov will flush him out, and that's a perfect kill for Mercury. Great start to the round, and finally an opener to the tower.
It was one of those moments there where Mercury quite clearly just went, hey, can you molly here? And then use the ping function on his mouse wheel. Perfect. just did that right away. You could just tell he knew exactly where to throw that molly to force that player out of position. As it goes, Rare Atom now are presented with a unique opportunity, one in which they have not experienced thus far in this game, and that unique opportunity is an advantage. I know, it seems odd to say, but they finally got it. Now Kaze, burning with that AWP, cannot hold station towards elbow as he might have wanted to, has to fall back to the boost spot on the back of the site and try his very best to try and draw attention away from these C's and allow Mercury to get in. There is an opportunity, and he has stricken. It is a good 2 frags from him, but it's a better 3 from Lynn Vision. They've brought it down to a 2-on-2. They've evened the playing field, and they're about to get a bomb plant. That HE grenade is destined for good damage, though, and better yet, it stops the bomb planter. The smoke now dissipated towards the left-hand side. WestmeloN must stick it in, and there's another HE grenade for good measure. Well, the util damage is right on point today, isn't it? Rare Atom managed to win the round without even seeing their last 2 opponents.
They just got assassinated. Are we playing Hitman right now? Gorgeous start from the util there. And, yeah, well, a very quick tactical pause called after the events of the previous. That was very unexpected, to say the least. You know, you expect to lose the first one through a grenade, but both of your last remaining players, with only 20 seconds left on the clock, the fact that there's even HE still in play is quite impressive. But yeah, Lynn Vision are going to take a little bit of time to recover things after that tactical, as Rare Atom are hoping to get back into the motion of winning rounds. They've not done it in a little while, with the exception of that previous round. And now with those two Kobe's, hopefully it'll be putting a smile upon their faces as they look to further knuckle down and put that evasive third on the board. Lineups here. Coming in rather slowly, as Starry on the flip side coming in incredibly swiftly. Finds the first, sees the second, and takes him out towards the elevator. Starry is a menace, a 6 KD, 12 frags to his tally already, and in tandem with WestmeloN, they are decimating this Rare Atom lineup. How the hell does Zaka find that kill of all people? Just falling through a smoke with a Tech 9 in play, leaving just poor old K's in a 1v3. Zaka is on a 1 HP, and Starry's on 29, but they don't give a damn. They know they've locked down this bomb site, and there is nothing that Cage can do but save. He's got full armor, full util, and an AWP. It would be ludicrous to even attempt this with his current weaponry stature.
Zaka 1 HP, but he's got the Bogdan's Law weapon for it. I think, yeah, like you say, there's going to be no real pressure from Case here. I don't think he really has much of a say inside of this one, to be frank with you. Lynn Vision are playing out of their skin, and especially Starry. He's doing absolutely fantastically. He's entering, he's closing, and he has assistance from WestmeloN in order to assimilate all these frags together. He's done fantastically at this moment in time. A good couple of rounds over towards the B site, as well as paid dividends for them both, where they've linked up rather nicely. The last round, if you recall as well, they did a similar thing. So this is looking positive here for Lynn Vision. The T side of Vertigo isn't really the side that I would say would be the most preferential, but if you are a good Vertigo team, then you can definitely exploit the weaknesses of those who are not quite so comfortable on it, which would allow Rare Atom to fall into that category. They are not quite so comfortable on this map, not at least as Lynn Vision are, who have just taken Tyloo on this map, by the way, 16-10, pretty handedly for first place. So this is a strong showing and an even better performance. A couple of full wall bangs coming through, just trying to get some early chip damage on it. But the utility usage from Lynn Vision, the map control, the variety of play, the veracity of play has been spellbinding, frankly, so far.
Yeah, I've been enjoying myself, man. Lynn Vision are putting up not quite a masterclass, but a very impressive showing thus far. And Advent, oh, he's being bullied left, right, and centre. Nelly and WestmeloN peppering him with lead from every which way, and Nelly flashing himself over the top. Won't catch Jamyoung with that blindedness, but Mosaic is temporarily forced back in towards CT. Jamyoung, all he needs to do is swing right here, and he will have a free kill onto WestmeloN. Nelly is still acutely aware of the fact that he could be standing in back quad, but Mosaic has rotated off, and the fake has been sold. This is great stuff again from Lynn Vision, as they just keep Rare Atom guessing. Kaze, it's a nice kill to reply onto Expro. Jamyoung, this is where he needs to come alive, and he will with Mosaic in tow. Gorgeously done, but Starry is still alive, so the job is not finished yet. Jamyoung dancing around the site with it, also jumping up on top of the boxes. Very difficult long-range fight with the FAMAS. Mercury thankfully there to help him pick up the pieces, leaving just Zaka in the 1 versus 3 with 20 seconds to go.
Oh, what? That didn't hit. Okay, never mind. But he has got a second bite of the cherry. Case is there to shut it down, though. For a minute there, I thought there was a way. Where there was a will, there was a way. And then Zaka had got himself into open space, a nice position, and it did look possible for just a moment. So as it goes, Lynn Vision concede another, but it does come at the lovely little cost of a Rare Atom victory. They'll be very happy that they've managed to achieve that. Now, the only problem is that as a result of going down in that last round and the rounds beforehand being so difficult and tumultuous for them, Advent is going to have to suffer using an MP9 in this game, or at least this round. Zaka, that's another shot that you really shouldn't be missing if you're a primary AWP on Vertigo. That's one of the key angles, one of the crucial angles that you should be used to seeing. Built well for Mercury. It's not going to go much better. What is going on? Expro has just decided that he doesn't want anybody else to be left in the server aside from him. He is the final shape, and now he's going to try and drop some more heads. Bit of hesitancy on the follow-up, though, from his teammates. WestmeloN getting up close and personal. with Messiah, and that's going to leave that frag now taken down. Still going to have one player, two players now rotating into the site. Flashbangs at the ready, smoke soon to follow, and that's going to try and give Jamyoung all the space he asked for. Unfortunately for there is WestmeloN on close defense, and that will mean that Advent is very swiftly painted out of the picture. Painted himself into a corner by throwing those flashbangs, with Jamyoung going for that aggressive play. Now he's going to have to watch himself get taken away.
Yeah, and his only takeaway from this is an MP9 and a grenade. Not the best two weapons to be saving over from what was effectively a buy round. And then Vision, though, they continue a reign of terror here as RareAtom struggle to respond to these fast and flashy plays. There's a reason that Lynn Vision were able to beat G2 on this map with this core of lineup. And also, something that's even more upsetting is the fact that Lynn Vision were the ones to qualify for the Asia RMR last year through this very tournament, but weren't able to go due to contract issues and visa issues. So they were forced to stay at home and were replaced by LFO, who I can confidently say are significantly worse than this version of Lynn Vision. So that would have been a tough pill to swallow. But they're back again, at it again for the next major. And, well, I'm just praying that they will be able to make it back through this qualifier so they can resume their rightful place at that Asian RMR close qualifier.
Yeah, it was a tough draw they got last time. It's a tough hand to be dealt when you've worked for what is ultimately most players' life dream to achieve that major, to get to that major. It's the first step in every player's kind of world dream to become a major champion. But, you know, in order to achieve that, you need to get to the tournament first, and that's historically been something that can be a little bit difficult in the volatility of the Asian RMR. And now, Lynn Vision have had that done once, and they've had it stripped away from them, and they're looking to get right back there, and they're playing out of their skin at the moment. Far beyond what anyone's expectations or what the rankings would suggest would be the easy way for this match to go. Lynn Vision have operated on a slightly different level today, and they're going to try and continue to do so now. Jamyoung gets one, but it is ultimately rendered irrelevant by the fact that Nelly comes in with a great kill. Also, one thing that I want to just note, while this is inevitably going to result in a bit of a save call with the number of Molotovs that are coming into this, the utility usage, specifically the flashbang usage, out of Lynn Vision has been nothing short of spectacular this map so far. So many different flash assists, so many different pieces of utility, harkening back to that round where the RareAtom guys felt pressured to go through the Molotov and the smoke. Just got it all sorted. They're saving the right amount of utility for the late portions of the round. They're not expending it all early. They're decisive when they go, by the way, as well. Something that RareAtom were really bad at in their first match of the day against Big Star, which they would throw all their utility, then they would hesitate because something would go slightly wrong or not according to the plan. In Vision, they're all singing from the same hymn sheet. They go straight in, no questions asked, over the top, Captain, we're going.
Yeah, and with that, they have found their success. I mean, they've already won the half in round number 11. As we head into the 12th, they're looking to further drive that stake through the hearts of the RareAtom players. And, yeah, they're doing a pretty damn good job of it. As you said, they're playing scared, they're playing hesitant. And as much as there have been a couple of nice opening kills from RareAtom, especially towards this A-round, they struggle to do anything with that, and with the speed of Lynn Vision Gaming, their ability to adapt on the fly, which is far better than that of RareAtom's, they're just completely outgunning and outpositioning this RareAtom squad, despite being the lowest seed of this tournament. And now, caught between a rock and a hard place as middle is being taken control of by Starry once again. A true star shining through here, going 15 in 4 by round number 12. And Mercury does finally fire back on towards Expro, but still the man advantage retained by this T-side squad. And back to B, they look to slumber. Advent does finally shut down Nelly. Advent remains isolated on this site as finally he does get some support from Rosea. But he's so paranoid about middle.
Wouldn't you be as well, by the way, with all of the pressure that's been given to middle from Lynn Vision? You've had Starry there numerous rounds in a row, and he's still over in that area at the moment. You have to be considering this if you're a CT. Messiah has to give this some credence. He has to give this the space. Without it, it's just going to be a horrible, nightmare-fueled round in which they lose mid-control once more, and then there's free rotation between either of the two sites because the CTs are ultimately stemmed off. Here's a smoke from Zaka and a Molotov to stop their progress back into this site. Meanwhile, back over at B, that little fake rotation has worked wonders for WestmeloN and Starry to get back into the B site. They plant the bomb with just a nick of time to spare, and now Messiah and Mercury must try and make their way on in. M&M trying to make their way and skittle through this B site. Unfortunately, they might have to split this one like a Kit Kat and take a break thereafter because Mercury's coming in hot. Unfortunately, not able to find the frag though, and here comes Messiah as it's going to be the quick entry, the M4A4 in hand, but it's no match for WestmeloN, who relieves him of that heavy head.
How many food-based puns do you reckon you fit into that small 10-second segment?
Just confectionery-based.
Well,
they're going to have to give it 2 sticks like a Twix. I don't know, I have more to go, don't worry.
Well, that round was as sweet as sugar for Lynn Vision, as they quite aptly cut through the cake that is the weakened defense of Rare Atom. You know what? Yours were better, and you said them faster. I applaud you, sir. You win this time.
It's not a competition.
As does Lynn Vision.
That's a competition. Lynn Vision versus Rare Atom is a competition, and right now it's being pretty quickly schooled over by Lynn Vision. They are really showing quite a lot of what they have got.
3 times as many rounds as the count of Rare Atom.
Hey, look, I was right, by the way. They are taking a break like a Kit Kat. Perfect.
Oh, dearie me. And WestmeloN doesn't want to break, and neither does Starry. WestmeloN has 111 ADR. Starry has 136 heading into the 13th round of play, which is lucky for some. And if history repeats itself, that person will be lucky. Will be Starry.
He's had a great time over at middle. He really has. He's been playing it so well.
Everyone on that team has had a moment that they have shone brightly, and that was an unintentional star-related pun there. As Rare Atom on the flip side continue to have woes, as were demonstrated in the previous series. They scraped through against Winged Up, and Lynn Vision, arguably, in their recent form, are the stronger opponent, as WestmeloN and XPro look to prove time and time again. Look at this. It is a massacre, boppers. They've not been allowed anything here, and as much as it was a weaker fight for the most part in this round, they can't even reply. Mercury finally lands 2 gig onto the head of WestmeloN. But that's no honey melon coming at you. That's a vicious melon, as Nelly finally seals the deal on Mercury, putting Lynn Vision onto double digits at a 10-3 scoreline. They're looking to further this. They could potentially even put 12 up with the way they've been playing so far, and honestly, it would not even surprise me.
It's been absolutely fantastic. There we go.
Tangfastic?
Tangfastic, yes. It's been absolutely tangfastic from Lynn Vision at the moment, and it's not looking like it's going to slow down any amount either. WestmeloN is
left a sour taste in Rare Atom's mouth.
Oh yes, more sweet related fun. Advent's got himself into a sneaky little spot though. He is going to be one and done here, but he calls on the assistance of Jam Young, and that is absolutely perfect. It's a sticky spot, but he managed to get out of it with some jam. Got out of a jam, I suppose you could say. And now K's is going to throw it back on the other side of the map as well. Absolutely, finally showing some signs of life here from Rare Atom. They've actually got a decent round on the board. It was a nicely formulated play over towards the lower B area. They rebounded it back over towards A. Pretty much the same hold that they've been doing time and time again. So for Lynn Vision here, it's a 2 versus 5. It's a tough one, but Starry's still in the mix, so let's not put it past him.
Hold on, there's only 1 player on B right now. They do have one in CT, and they will be rotating over now. They've been spotted by Starry. Molotov has been expended, flashbang out to the left to blind the quad player, but instead blinds himself, and then Advent will capitalise quite promptly onto the open head of Starry. Decker wisely choosing to throw the AWP out of the map, doesn't want to give that up unnecessarily to the CT side. The double AWP setup on Vertigo can be particularly deadly when wielded correctly. So can Jamio. He is forced away by that Molotov, and Zeka now needs to choose between saving over this AK or throwing it out the map and just going down before the time is up. And, well, I'm not entirely sure which one of those 2 he chose, but he does get absolutely decapitated by Advent, meaning that they have found 4 rounds on the board on the side of Rare Atom. is this where Sonic Law once again kicks in?
Oh, well. With it being the Teak side here for Lynn Vision and their record on Vertigo looking pretty strong just today alone, and they've got all their stars aligning at the moment with Starry and Westmelon. It's quite a beautiful constellation to begin with. Got a few nice rounds coming through from X-Pro and from Nelly. They're contributing, but it's not quite the same as what the other guys are. Speaking of Nelly, there he goes though. Flash assist once again from Westmelon. They are getting it done, but this time it was at a heavy cost at middle. They know that there's been heavy mid pressure coming in, and Rare Atom have finally decided it's time to do something about it. They've given it a bit of pressure, they've given it a bit of response, and finally it has started to work.
Would you like to know what the CT round win percentage is for Lynn Vision, though?
I'd love to.
74%. And they've just won 10 T rounds. The hope of putting an 11th on the board. Mercury doing his best to stop it. X-Pro down to 46. And it does look with that nade, the Rare Atom will be coming out on top in the final round of the first half. But bearing in mind the standard T-round win percentage for Lynn Vision is 51%. They have far outdone themselves here. And yeah, Rare Atom are going to be finding themselves in quite a predicament at the changeover if they meet anywhere near the same Lynn Vision that was up against Tyloo just a couple of hours earlier. Westmelon and Nelly are actually still alive here though, so without wanting to jump the gun, I will give them their fair chance. Though it doesn't look like Rare Atom wants to give them their fair chance, as it's still a horrendous advantage in their favour. Now only a single man advantage. Westmelon is low and the util is running dry. With 22 seconds left on the clock, they're going to have to act a lot faster than they're currently doing, Boffers.
Most certainly are. 2 versus 3, it's a tight one to score. They're going to go straight for that bomb plant on the left side of the site. They're tapping away for it, knowing it's coming because the Molotov was not ready to be put down in time. The smoke was in the way, it stopped it perfectly, and now with the trade of frags, Westmelon killed himself? How did this happen? What happened? Did he fall off the map? What went on?
He fell off the map.
Oh, Nelly is not able to do anything more. Advent's still looking for Westmelon like he's here. Okay.
Oh, Nelly indeed.
There we go. What on earth happened there?
Can we get a confirmation from the admins as to what just happened?
Fall off the map.
I'm pretty sure he tried to stand on top of the fence. Oh, hello, it's the camera. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he tried to stand on top of the fence so we would have the off angle of the plant and the bomb, and he just fell off. Yeah. That's an absolute silly goose maneuver there from him, as that was a winnable 2v2. But unfortunately, the overwhelming numbers swarming that final remaining player was too much for Lynn Vision to handle. But Lynn Vision otherwise handled themselves very nicely on that T side. 10 rounds to the tally, which is much better than 51% mathematically. And as I said, if they can stick to a standard CT side performance for the squad, then Rare Atom are in some serious, serious trouble.
They are indeed. It is going to be one of those tricky old games for them in this particular one. And like you mentioned, with that CT win percentage that they've got, I just don't hold out much hope for Rare Atom, frankly. That T side had all the good hallmarks of a side that's going to be positive on CT. They worked together, the flash assists were mental, the utility usage was extremely good. So that all of those things, just in basic form, are the exact 3 components you want for a successful CT side. Let's not take the aim into the equation, let's not take the map pressure into the equation. Just the teamwork, the flashing, and the utility is enough to get you through at least 5 rounds of CT side.
Yeah, certainly so. And I reckon it's good enough for the 6 required to finesse their way to a 1-0 scoreline fairly early on. It is crazy to see the difference in playstyle between, I guess, what we've seen here from Lynn Vision to what we were seeing as quite messy on our first series of the day, Rare Atom versus Wings Up. Both of them had their moments, certainly so, especially when Wings Up were on the T side of Inferno. They were very, very prominent at executing onto that B bomb site, but when they weren't executing B, they looked incredibly messy, and there was a lot of rounds where just heap loads of mistakes were made, and honestly, they did not have their star performers shining anywhere near as brightly as both Starry and Westmelon. They were entering like beasts, and everyone else was showing up behind them where needed. Even X-Pro, as the IGL for this Lynn Vision squad, is doing better, arguably, than both Bingo, and certainly better than Advent.
Yeah, I hate to sound like we keep dunking on Advent today, because he really hasn't been up to scratch. There was, of course, that round earlier on in the the earlier match where he took the only weapon for his team as well. It's just a few things that aren't quite sitting right with me, that aren't quite aligning with the way that I would like the game to be played for him. But irrespective of all of those things, and irrespective of how it's going, he has called a good game, you've got to admit, against Wings Up, but he has to call a very good T side here to get through this Vertigo game. Either that, or they just concede it, they just say, sod it, we're already mentally checking out, we're on the next map, we're focused, we're dialed in for our nuke, which we have a 100% win rate on at the moment. Of course, Lynn Vision are playing out their skin, and I will say, not making any of the same hesitation mistakes that Rare Atom were, not making any of the same indecision mistakes that Rare Atom are. They look like a well-drilled team that are all on the same page and that are all believing confidently in the system that X-Pro has built.
Can I just dunk on Advent one more time?
Oh, go on then, if you must.
He went -21 in that last series. That's not the best I've ever seen. That
is embarrassing.
I don't think he'd last long at the Face It Major with a stat line like that, I'll be honest. But yeah, 0.75 rating as well, which even more embarrassingly is slightly above average in recent times. Past 3 months he's 0.89, but that's set to drop quite drastically after these couple of series. We need more from him. And okay, now to stop dunking on Advent, we do need to see more from Jam Young again. We need to see more from Kays again. And well, yeah, Mosea is not performing anywhere near as well as he was doing in some of the previous maps today. Can we just see some like solid Rare Atom on this T side, please? I really want to see them perform in their prime at least once as a team before the day rounds out.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice to see them actually get on with something funky and do well. As of the moment, though, a lot hinges for them on this pistol. As it has done so many times in their previous best of 3, in which they were down at the half and had to get the pistol round to drag themselves back into it. If that doesn't happen here and Lynn Vision are able to close this CT pistol out, they are just going to be able to expand that lead and explode into the remainder of this map. It looks like early mid pressure here with a slight sprinkling of A-ramp control going in from the Rare Atom side. There is going to be a somewhat loose hold on middle here. I imagine it'll be just face checking for WestmeloN, and as soon as he sees any major pressure coming in, he'll likely as not call for the rotation or fall back into the site, depending on where the T's are looking to try and make their presence felt. And it is a bunch of players backing off towards the T step of B ramp. That's going to be one good kill for Jam Young, and a second, as a matter of fact. He even gooshes down for a third. Oh, it's beautiful. Jam Young finally wakes up inside the server, but X-Pro and WestmeloN are not done yet. They still have a few things to say about this round. Flashbang maybe coming in. WestmeloN just peeks dry anyway. He goes straight for it. There's the flashbang that was prepared immediately there after the frag. They're still tapping away. One more player left to find. Mercury around the corner. It's the dual Berettas firing off from the hip. He's got to find this frag. He's got so little HP to play with, and WestmeloN has it done. Does he have time for the defuse, though, without a kit?
Oh, he's got plenty.
I think he should just about have it. And that is a beautiful round in the 2 versus 5, no less, from X-Pro and WestmeloN. They do it once again. You lose Starry early on, you lose Nelly. Why not? You still got WestmeloN. Great to have all these good players, isn't it?
It certainly is. Starry 1v5 versus G2 to get them straight back into the game. Last time they played Vertigo in Tier 1. And whilst this might not be Tier 1, it certainly is the Tier 1 of the Asian region. So why not add a sprinkling of 2v5 as we just witnessed? Absolutely gorgeous stuff from this Lynn Vision side. And, well, that's not going to do anything for the confidence of Rare Atom, especially coming into an already pretty dreary set of stat lines in this second half. I don't want to rule them out completely, but at the same time, I do want to rule them out completely. Lynn Vision just looks so well packaged, and they have not really let anything major slip by them just yet. They've lost a couple of important Angels, which is why Rare Atom were able to put 5 on the board in the first place. But outside of raw aim, as you said earlier, they have been the far, far stronger team. Better rehearsed, better prepared. And honestly, as much as Advent can run in like a madman, he's immediately going to get cut down by Zaka. X-Pro was there to deal a killing blow on the trade, and another man advantage retained by Lynn Vision Gaming.
That's slightly different approach to that, isn't it? Man advantage maintained, and then very quickly stripped away. WestmeloN does his best to try and get it back, and now it's on XPro, who's taken down. A close affair, despite the early advantage going the way of Lynn Vision, but there is finally some life in the old dog yet. Rare Atom do turn it around with at least one round on the board here on their T side. And, well, catalyzed, of course, by Mercury with that FAMAS, he manages to get the AK, and now we're going to have to see whether they can actually afford a decent enough buyout of this one. It seems that Advent is going to be electing for a Tech 9 to make sure that he can get the utility that is lacking on Mercury as a result. Even though Mercury has the residual cash to buy more utility, I'm unsure as to why he has not.
I'd probably save it up for that AWP later on, and also if Mercury is the entry player, if he goes down, it would be a waste of utility.
True, actually.
He needs his teammates to flash in for him here. So instead of getting flash, he gets a grenade to the toe, which is certainly going to be painful to walk on for the duration of this round. As WestmeloN gets a grenade to the spine, manages to stay standing with fractured vertebrae. Filthy keeps on raining down for both halves, and that's a very risky boost there for Zaka. Does manage to do a little bit of damage over the top, but K's in the meantime towards short, won't catch anyone. Instead, Jamyoung swinging, will find two along with K's and Advent, and as quick as you like, Starry's the last alive on a P250, and what was a once 8 KD has been whittled down to 2. Still incredibly impressive, and very unlikely for him to do any further with that KD on just a P250 in round number 18.
Not bad, kid. Not bad at all. It would seem that Advent's endeavour to go into that round with the Tech 9 was actually well advised. Had a good read on the economy by the looks of things, as he knew he wouldn't be needing much, so no reason to waste all of the money. Result, Rare Atom get away with a 7th now as well, and they'll be looking to try and build upon this. Great frag from Advent to get that frag onto Starry as well. So that's making you feel a little bit better about Rare Atom, potentially. They're getting there. They're getting there slowly but surely. It's just getting one foot in front of the other. Every journey starts with just one step, right? That looks to be what's happening here.
Meanwhile, yeah, making money moves.
Yeah, well, money moves aren't really happening on the Lynn Vision side at the moment, though. They are making broke moves, unfortunately.
Yeah, they invested in crypto in 2022. That's what they did. Come back to bite them quite viciously. And with that, 4-round deficit looks to shrink even further. Just the USPs. What can they realistically get done? He's looking to find a single frag, and WestmeloN, like a madman, runs on in to do just that. Jamyoung finds a molly kill, and all that's left is Starry once again on a pistol. Very nice glove knife combo, if I do say so myself. And Prince Stream is the icing on the cake. That cake is about to be burnt, as the base layer has already been singed by a Molotov, and as the lead is about to rip through the head of Starry, I can't imagine what else will be flying through it other than bullets, and that is a nice kill onto Jamyoung. Can he get anything else done here? A little bit more damage, because every penny that he forces out of the pockets of Rare Atom will be hugely significant in these games.
Absolutely will. Advent does take it away from him, though, so not to worry. Not a terrible full eco, to be honest. To get 2 frags out of it forces 2 more reinvestments, but the T side is starting to snowball that advantage now, isn't it? You can see that Advent, they're on nearly $8,000 in residual cash, 6,300 for Hayes. You've got a further 5,500 for Messiah. So it's all going quite well in this particular moment. Let's see how quickly it can turn fortune, though. It has done so for Lynn Vision. That gap that they had of 5 rounds at the top is reducing down ever so slightly, but it is going there, and WestmeloN is also looking to get aggressive on top of this. He gets spammed down to 48 HP, and I'm pretty sure that will have been heard by the player that was initially pressing the ramp, so they might know that somebody's there in scaffolding. But yeah, might have some assistance coming for him soon as well, but leg spotted by XPro over the top of the smoke. It's all by design, and it's all exploited. Envision get that first frag, Mercury's out of the picture.
With Mercury out the picture, they decide to hedge their bets towards a different bomb site, and this may well pay off if they execute quickly, and that seems to be the plan. Starry, though, still alive in the back of this site, hasn't had much impact yet on the defense, but Nelly, instead, having huge impact, will find all 3 of the aggressing Ts. Gorgeously done by the young gun, as Jamyoung is the last alive with nothing realistically he can do to recover things. Can try and do some damage to that CT side economy, because every kill here will have huge ramifications in later rounds. In fact, in the next round, because of just how low that money is. And Jamyoung sees one, but is cut swiftly on down, meaning Lynn Vision are on to 12, and with 4 players left alive, we'll have a comfortable bye coming into the 21st.
Certainly is comfortable, and it is certainly looking good. Lynn Vision.
You're looking good, Buffers.
Oh, thank you. I don't feel it today, but I appreciate that I look it. Lynn Vision, though, they are looking good, and I imagine that they're also feeling good. You can now start to try and whittle back some of this economy. They've done a great job, of course, by winning that round in such fashion as they have. Now you can see that the money is basically cut in half or more. Yeah, and WestmeloN going aggressive on ramp once again, just waiting for... Oh, that shot must have been nice. I'm sad that we didn't get to see it, but Zaka was just immediately taken out of the equation. You heard the quick rip of the head. That from the AWP is most certainly going to reach a mark. Another nice frag back in return, though. Kaze does not get to seek out more of his bloodlust. WestmeloN will avenge his fallen brother. Fall back into a more passive position now as they've leveled that man advantage back out into a 4-on-4. There is a bit of a rotation being cheated on over here, though, by Lynn Vision. Are bringing players over towards this A site, despite the fact that he's starting to get a little bit antsy towards the B site. Here comes that ever-so-present boost that we see all too often. Messiah looking to see if there's anything on the offering, but unfortunately for him, player here in Starry has fallen back, and pressure is starting to be taken over towards ramp. So now they've got that this is all clear, I'm pretty sure that Starry's going to be the one to have to play retake, and they're going to try and hit up a mean and nasty flank. I love this from Starry. He's playing such a good job at playing his life here, but there's the pressure, the relief that they needed. The quick pin inside of the blister, and that relieves everything. Starry is not going to clear Messiah here either, and WestmeloN's left up in a 1 versus 3 that he can't possibly look to achieve when they have got the bomb down, and they are so well installed. Well done to Jamyoung, who gets that entire round sorted with that stemming of the bleeding through the rotation.
Yeah, that round was a little bit all over the place until Jamyoung stepped in to ensure that it would be a rare atom victory. WestmeloN, despite his best efforts, could not find any more than a kill with Nelly. And as that bomb ticks on down, Rare Atom get 1 closer to double digits and 1 closer to eventually equalizing. It's certainly going to be an imminent possibility. The economy on the CT side looking so drastic. I reckon this is going to have to be a half buy round for the CT side here. I don't want them to risk going for a full buy. WestmeloN can drop an SMG over, just get a couple of upgraded pistols in, and that appears to be exactly what LVG plan to do. As Rare Atom will have the luxury of a deadly full buy with full utility across the board. If they don't find 10 here, something will have gone very, very wrong.
How wrong could it go? How wrong could it possibly go? That's a good start there for Messiah. Getting that first frag on towards Starry. It's going to help the confidence of the team, and it's certainly going to help the way they're going to play out this round. Advent looking for the Molotov on top. Messiah also looking to get a bit of a boost up. Stand in those flames for too much longer, I hope, as you will have been heard, but thankfully the AK-47 is far superior to the 5.7, and as they dip away comfortably with a man advantage. 5 versus 3. Smoke up there as well, just to cover their retreat from any potential onlookers, as they look to head back in towards east side, one would assume. A little bit of ramp control, and they're starting to get a lot more, and there is no real CT pressure here. It's very passive CT pressure if there is going to be any offered up. Boost over the top, maybe a couple of missed shots to go with it. WestmeloN gets taken down, and now the AK falls to the responsibility of Xpro. That's very aggressive. Xpro goes down soon after, and then it's a 3 versus 1. Nelly with nothing more than a USP and some light utility to go with it. The HE grenade is not really going to be enough. Oh, actually, I lied. It is. It completely is enough to take down Messiah, who quickly scarpered for the AWP. Now the AK-47 has been reacquired, but unfortunately there's no bullets chambered inside of it, and he's pinched out and taken down. Nelly would have been given enough time there if they'd got the bomb planted to get all that one sorted, so they took that time and space away from him. They gave him a decision to make, AK or fight, and he had to pick one. Either one was not. So, Rare Atom get up towards their 10th, double digits finally, closing that gap ever so slightly. Just keep chipping away.
Rare Atom have now equaled the scoreline of Tyloo, and they lost to Lynn Vision just a few hours ago on this map. And it looks, from their performance and resurgence, as if they are going to be able to improve that tally. Lynn Vision clinging onto a 2-round lead from what was originally, I believe, a 6. Wow. I want to say the Chinese team, but then I realised that both of these teams are Chinese, so that probably wouldn't help anybody. The Rare Atom squad playing this one slow again, keeping Lynn Vision guessing, keeping Mercury as that lurk player towards the A-bomb site, as they send K's in as the main AWPer towards B to try and clear a path for them. Once again, execute onto the quieter side of the map. Sees nobody towards white box for now. Can't quite see back as far as quad, but instead it's a 2-man sight play for the CT side as Zaka warily watches that boost up angle, and Starry not looking as prominent anymore on that CT side as he did when entering on the T. Not much lurking to be done on this CT, especially when they play so passively. We've not seen many aggressive pushes through mid. Some rear flanks coming through from Lynn Vision just yet. WestmeloN, well, I believe he spotted an AWPer down towards the bottom of ramp there. Neither side is able to take that opening engagement. Instead, WestmeloN forces his way back to the headshot angle and dumps a boatload of utility on top of ramp. Uses up flashbangs as well. It all keeps these players at bay, but they still manage to get onto the bomb site quite comfortably. Despite WestmeloN's best efforts, it's Expro to start the fire. WestmeloN keeps it burning. Jamyong, if he goes down, he'll be turning. 4 versus 3 ensues for Lynn Vision, and there is a stern possibility of a retake here.
Plenty of smokes to facilitate this retake as well. Plenty of flashbangs and utility has been expended. It's all now gone. They have got themselves in a position where they can look to try and fire over. WestmeloN with another and make that a 4 for himself. Just one more to get the ace, and it's X-Pro who takes it away from him, unfortunately. Well, it doesn't matter. He got 2, actually. He stole one of the earlier flags, but you know what? I'll forgive him. It's a team effort. It's a team game. Zach is going to get the defuse. That's making sure that everybody gets their MVP stars in this one. 13 rounds on the board. Lynn Vision looking good, and now they've finally got to a position in which they are just 1 round, or maybe slightly more than just the 1, depending on whether the bomb plant comes in, taking this Rare Atom side down back to the financial doldrums.
Yeah, they're moving to the UK.
Yeah, recession.
We have fun over here. I love gas prices, and well, gas was unfortunately absent in the previous series as well. Perhaps it's because I forgot to pay my utility bill for this month.
Well, hopefully that isn't the case, because we could find yourself very quickly not being on this broadcast if they just shut your electricity off.
It's alright, I'm in the process of moving house. I paid for the old one.
Beautiful. Well done. Proud of you.
Thank you. I do try, occasionally. Adulting is fun.
It is.
I look a lot older than I am.
It's hard adulting.
It is.
Trying to avoid self-growth all the time. That kind of stuff.
In the meantime, Lynn Vision needs to grow a couple more rounds out of the hat here. Rare Atom. They continue putting up a good fight. Lack of utility on Mercury again as he looks to be the entry. Alert Brock narrowly dodges a painful grenade, taking only 6 points of damage instead. As Lynn Vision, they continue to apply pressure down A ramp, but this time they have a decent number holding towards this B site as well. They've got a fast rotation ready in the form of Nelly. As the double nade stack and Molotov comes on over. I believe that was for white box and quad. It's not actually going to do anything as Zaka still stays steadfast towards site, and Starly starts off the fraggy. He may be down to 8 HP, but the fact he's still alive is all that matters for the time being. Just needs to avoid stepping backwards into that Molotov, as it would be a hefty price to pay.
Oh, he seems to have done good on not stepping backwards. I know it's hard. I can't do it sometimes. But a bit of a scramble going on down there towards the lower ramp area. Just a few players swapping utility and even by mistake weapons, I believe. So Rare Atom are ready to rock and roll, trying to get their way into the site here now. Towards A, there's not a great wealth of defense being offered up, at least in forward positions. LVGWestmeloN is back in his favourite spot, where he can wait to see if there are going to be some pesky Ts coming his way. Cheeky little HE grenade over. That does quite a decent chunk of damage. He actually gets 1 kill off the back of it too. K's taken down a 45. He's holding for anybody who might be interested in peeking. He goes up over the top, he might find a whole lot more. A hail of bullets back in kind, potentially, but with that player being forced back off, Case gets taken down. Advent does get 1 more back. WestmeloN still looking to try and find a pick if there's one on the offering, but still, no forward pressure being offered up here by the Rare Atom side. A tap on the bomb surely will be enough to bait out the peak from Mercury, and WestmeloN gets both. I don't believe it. 14 to 10. WestmeloN is playing out of his skin right now. Lights out Counter-Strikes in this guy.
That is back-to-back 3Ks from WestmeloN there, as he goes astronomical on those retakes. He seems to be a man you can slot into any scenario, and he will continue dealing the pain. He is 28 in 13 right now, looking to 30 bomb in regulation without going the full distance. And we were talking about how Starry was the man to watch. WestmeloN is now my man of the hour. Jamyoung still underperforming. Advent, what did we expect? K 16 and 16, and Mosaic nowhere near how good he was on the previous series. In fact, none of them were as good as they were, at least at some point in the previous series, with the exception of Advent, who's actually doing marginally better, which is even more worrying for the Rare Atom side. Lynn Vision, as much as they're giving me plenty of material to clown on Advent for, we do still have to point out that Zaka has not had a good series here. Thankfully, he hasn't particularly need to be activated just yet, but he's only had a single kill in the past 4 or 5 rounds, and he's not had very many AWP kills, despite them often making the effort to make the expensive purchase for him. So yeah, Zaka needs to step up his game here, especially if they win this map and go on to the pick of Nuke. But now as the Pistols tirade their way onto this B-bomb site, they overwhelm one, but Zaka finally steps up to the plate when he hears there's eco-frags on offer, and would you look at that, it's 3 to Vitaly, looking for more with the USP, and he's going to steal away a 4K against the Pistols. Good on you, man. Enjoy your stat padding.
We all love some good eco-fragging, don't we? And better yet, that brings up map point, should I say, for Lynn Vision. That's quite fruity, that's quite spicy, and I'm sure they're going to be quite happy with that one as well.
I'd say so too. A nice way to deal with what could have been a very dangerous half-wide push. Now with their back on the rifles, Rare Atom are still very much well equipped to deal significant amounts of damage to these LVG defenders. But WestmeloN doesn't give a damn. He's already going to run straight past Mercury, sees his toes, and it's a little bit messy, but eventually shoots a lot more than his toes. 1 more kill, and WestmeloN will be 30 bombing in regulation. The 26th round of play, should this be where it all gets said and done. The one worry here is there's only a single B-site defender, but Nelly is on the case in the middle. Zaka waiting to trade. Zaka finding a rifle frag this time around, but only good for the single. And we're now left in a precarious still 3 versus 3.
It is definitely precarious. You got that much right. There is, it's pretty finely balanced here. The Advent down on such low HP with a Galil as well, that certainly becomes a negative affliction here for the Rare Atom side. While Lynn Vision, well-equipped, well-stocked, and well-provisioned in terms of HP as well. They've got everything that they could possibly want going for them at this moment in time. Smoke down as he starts to feel the pressure. Just perfect timing on that one from Starry. He's now going to try and get around the back of this smoke as well to cover himself off from all these Molotovs. He does a great job. There is spam coming through, and it does land upon him. WestmeloN is in behind enemy lines, though, and he's got Expo doing everything for him. Now it's just Expro versus Messiah. What can be done with only 16 seconds on the clock? You have to get towards that bomb, and the second that he hears you tap it, he's surely going to go for the peak. He's just dancing around. Why would you fly out like that, X-Pro? It's unnecessary and bold, but it wins the round anyway for Rare Atom. Well, that was definitely strange.
That was not the play to go for, as you said. Just take a moment to step back, try and avoid the gaze of your opposition rather than walk straight into it. The bomb needed to be planted within 5 seconds. That was the round that would have allowed Lynn Vision the first map. They would have been able to rest easy, take a 10-minute break, sort things out for the next map of their opposition, but no, it's been dragged out ever further now because of that overswing and because Mercury was aptly able to deal with it. Now Zach is getting very aggressive towards the top of a ramp with the AWP here, forced away by a plethora of utility on this Rare Atom side, but Jamyung burning alive, melting in the oven of Molotovs, forcing him back down the short alleyway. We'll stay alive for the time being, but both Mercury and Jamyung very much one-tappable by the pesky A1Ss here. And Westmelon, this man knows no boundaries, knows no fear when it comes to aggression towards top of a ramp. Again, putting himself in an advanced position, and with only a single Molotov left on Mosaic to clear sandbags, I think at least for now, he's actually in the clear.
Clear for how much longer, though? Westmelon gets that first frag onto Mercury and is now looking to try and get just a few more. X-Pro playing this elbow position too. This could be masterful from the pair of them. Jamyung, eyes in wait. Spam coming through. There's just a game of who's going to blink first. It's like playing chicken with one another. One going to be dropped to his teammate. Advent looking for this early frag, but Westmelon is tired of your waiting. He wants to move forward. He wants to find these frags.
Oh
he's going to get them all. He's got a 4K so far, and he's looking for the ace to close map number 1. He's going to be denied of it, and now Messiah tries everything he can, but it's X-Pro to close the game on out. Lynn Vision find their 16th round and find map number 1 on Vertigo.
I mean, a round of applause to Westmelon there. The man is an absolute monster. And I don't even want to say that he hard carried the team, but he really was the kingpin, the driving force behind that Lynn Vision victory. What was it, 35 kills to seal the deal there? Absolute monster. And a 4K...